Hey, what's up guys? This is Johan, and on this video we'll be going over aquascaping. Alright guys, so before we start, I want to give a huge thanks to everybody who showed me all the support last week. I was going for a lot of stress, but you guys were like, go ahead, push through it, everything will be alright. And so far so good. I'm getting back to my weekly videos and stress is kind of getting off of me. And pollen, happily the pollen has been disappearing slowly but surely. So let's get into this video and how we do aquascape. Hey, what's up guys? A quick little disclaimer about this video. It's gonna be about 16 to 18 minutes or so, and this is just gonna be the first part where I do the reef aquascape with the reef putty, how to use the reef putty and how I use it. And then the next video is gonna be about freshwater, and that one may be a little bit shorter. Alright guys, so right in front of me here I have a few things that we usually use for any aquascaping. For example, like a 10-gallon tank, you're going to need a tank to start aquascape. And I have some dry rock, some substrate, and I also have this little bit of driftwood. So I am not going into freshwater, but I am planning on doing a freshwater tank. This is actually going to be for one of my friends. I'm setting up her tank. She has a tank that's already set up, but she wants to go ahead and redo it because it doesn't really look the way she wants it to look. So she just gave me the responsibility of aquascaping the tank for her. She kind of wants a planet tank, so I figured why not go ahead and show you guys how I aquascape a saltwater tank, and then I will do a freshwater tank as well. Alright, so I personally like a minimalistic aquascape where it's probably just one main rock or a couple main rocks in the entire aquarium, and then the filter handle everything else. So it has a nice eye-catching piece. These rocks that I have, I got this one from, I think this was a spear rock that I got from somebody, and then also, oops, this one is I think from Carib Sea. Or is this really rock? I think it's Carib Sea. This was left over from my 20-gallon nano. So I just went ahead and thought maybe I could put this together in a nice way. And also this driftwood right here. There's a few ways I could have it. So for example, you have it like this in the aquarium or something like this, and just work with what we got. All right. Next thing we have is just some rocks for freshwater, and I have some sand. I was gonna put sand in here, but she said she wanted to keep some little rock for the substrate, little pebbles. That's what she wanted because she has goldfish and she doesn't want them to dig in the sand as much. So one of the reasons I personally like a minimalistic aquascape is simply because it gives more area for the water to flow around. So you can easily get a detritus. There's less area for the detritus to settle out either underneath the rock or behind rocks. Or for example, if you have a bunch of rocks and you put them on one side of the tank, a lot of the detritus is gonna settle in the back of the aquarium somewhere. But if you have a minimalistic aquascape, it looks nice for one, and then it's easier as far as cleaning. You can easily brush off any of the detritus and then siphon it out when you do a water change. Alright, so first we're gonna start with the saltwater stuff. So I have, like I said, this it's just a base rock. I could position it in a few different ways, and then since I have this, I could use some reef putty and then stick it to it, and then come up with something nice. So let's get into that. Most of the actual putting together of this rock is probably going to be in a little time lapse, and then we'll look at what we have once I'm done. Alright guys, so I always like to start with the main base rock, just looking at it in different angles and seeing what I may like, where we stand. Besides being a minimalistic, I like seeing almost like a gravity-defying type of look, something different, because I could easily just put this here, and then maybe put this rock like there and have a cave to swim through, and then put these two rocks right here. So that is an aquascape as well. But what if I see, turn it around, look at it, and then this area touches the substrate less, but there's 3 points of contact, so it's gonna stay up. So now it's at a different angle, that same piece of rock, so a different angle. And then I could use some reef putty, and then probably stick this like this, or maybe something like, like that. And then I can use the reef putty to get these other pieces to kind of hang off. So once you have a basic idea of what you want to do or how you want to arrange it in your aquarium, what you would also do to take the next step further before you go into the aquarium is have like a cardboard cutout of the dimensions of your aquarium, so you could see what it's going to look like as far as the spacing and all that. I tend to not do that because I'm a visual person, and I usually get dimensions correctly. I don't know how, but just randomly I get them correctly. So even if it doesn't fit, for example, I take this and I put this like that, and it sticks out of the aquarium some, that's gonna look good to me, because I kind of like having the idea of seeing rock that comes out of the aquarium. Just gives it a bit of a dimension for me. Instead of having everything under the water, you have something above the water, almost like an island, a little volcano that comes up out of the water. Alright guys, a quick little disclaimer. You guys are going to see me using this reef putty with my bare fingers. Keep in mind this can irritate some people's skin, so I would wear gloves if you have any sensitive skin, or if you think it may irritate your skin. Go ahead and use some gloves. I just like the way it feels because it reminds me when I used to make the molds we used to make when I was in art school. Alright guys, so now that we have our aquascape and ready to go and see what I want to put together, let's go ahead and put the rock together using some reef putty. This is basically like a 2-part epoxy where it has like a purple outside, and then inside has like a grayish part. I think the outside is just the color and another part of the putty, and then the inside is basically what hardens it. So when you cut them in together, you're gonna take a piece off, mix it with your hands, either using a blade or something kind of sharp, or I just use a ruler, and it usually just cuts a piece off quite easily. So that just slides a piece off, and then you go ahead and take it and just mix it in your hand for about I think it's 5 minutes. Just mix it, and it kind of has a smell almost like tuna, I would say, but this is like reef safe, so it's good for your aquarium. It's not good for it, but it's non-soluble. But for the first week after using this, I will say that your protein skimmer is gonna go crazy, just over skimming stuff, because whatever this releases, your protein skimmer doesn't like it. Oh, my bubbles just came on. My micro bubble just came on, so I was like, what's that? But you just keep mixing it for a little bit until it's all mixed in, you don't see any gray anymore. And then from there you take it, and then let's see. Oh, that has this. There. So work time for this is about 5-10 minutes. So you put some of the putty on this, and then another thing I like doing too, you may not need it, but I like to put some super glue on here, and that just basically helps hold the entire reef together, entire rocks together. So the super glue dries faster, and then the reef putty holds everything together. So you just hold this for a little while and leave it set. Alright guys, so this part that I put in already is already hard. You can see the ruler can't even do anything to it. It's actually scratching now. So I'm gonna show you guys a close-up of how I did this side right here, so I can bring you guys in a little closer. Alright, so I'm gonna be applying some right down here. Alright guys, so here you have it. We're pretty much done. It's a little bit different, but you know, it's kind of what I wanted. Main base rock with a little bit of the rock shooting out and has that little bit of gravity defying where it has some space. Piece fell out, so gotta get this piece back on. And I just used a little bit of lava rock to fill in the spaces where the actual the putty met, so it doesn't look as bad where the putty is just thin inside. You could also do this with some coral like I mentioned before, or you could just leave it and let some coralline algae or any algae go over it, and it will just blend the rock over time. So let's go ahead and put this in the aquarium and get some sand in there. What I like to do when I do the sand is I like to put the actual rock in first and then put the sand after. And what that actually does is it prevents this from settling later on. So for example, you put it in and on top of the sand, that would be okay, but maybe your powerhead or you get a fish that comes in, like a goby or something that comes on and starts digging underneath the sand, and next thing you know, it starts settling in different ways and it might tip over and fall. Especially for a rock that is kind of top heavy, if anything is changed underneath the sand or whatever, it most definitely is going to fall and probably crack the bottom of your tank. Alright, so I have it here, and I kind of like a little bit of a peninsula tank, so looking forward this way. You guys can see a straight on shot, but I would kind of like to see there's some open room for the fish to stay, swim, and then there's some place I can put some corals and different stuff. And I like I said, I like the peninsula style aquariums. So if I were to have my heaters and my filter on this side, the water would just wash forward. My poets, everything's back here, and the main swimming room would be right here, and then the little fish can interact. So only a 10 gallon, so I wouldn't put any big fish in here. Anyways, let's get some sand and a little bit of substrate in here. I'm just going to use the dry sand just for demonstration purposes, but I would definitely be looking to get some live sand with the dry rock. I just prefer dry rock because of the potential things that you could get in pests. Live rock has its benefits and its disadvantages. Alright guys, so I'm just going to be using sand. What I would do before I put the sand in, or any sand, unless it's live sand, I would definitely go ahead and rinse the sand off if you're going to use dry sand, because this has a lot of fine particles. And this is just one I got from my local pet store. I would go with live sand like I said before, and it was less dusty. Live sand is dusty, but you wouldn't be putting fish in right there. So let's go ahead and put this in. I personally prefer white sand over dark sand or any other sand. It just looks a little bit more realistic, I guess. There are some areas where black sand is natural occurring. For example, where I'm from the island of Dominica, and we have black sand beaches because it is a volcanic island. So the black sand comes about when the volcano erupts, the lava goes down to the sea, and then you see the lava basically hardens and becomes black. So after a time of weather erosion and water erosion of the ocean crashing against the hardened lava rock, it turns into sand, and that's how we get the black sand. Kind of like some places in Hawaii. Yep, there we go. So aquascaping is pretty much done.